thought. We have more coming with you all momentarily, but let's move on and talk about what's also happened here with the White House. White House Press Secretary Sean Spicer will not say if President Trump believes Russia meddled in the 2016 election, adding that they have never spoken about it. Spicer's remarks came in his first on-camera press briefing in 8 days. CNN's Joe Johns is live for us at the White House with more. Joe Johns, how have they never spoken about this?
Pretty hard to believe, Brooke. Press Secretary Sean Spicer back in front of the cameras for the first time in more than a week, but he certainly left some big questions unanswered, including one seemingly settled question about the role of Russia in the last election, a question that could come up on Capitol Hill as early as today in a hearing featuring the former Homeland Security Secretary. But as far as this administration goes, 5 months in now, Sean Spicer can't or won't say where the president stands.
White House Press Secretary Sean Spicer refusing to say whether President Trump believes Russia interfered in the 2016 election.
I think I have not sat down and talked to him about that specific thing.
Dismissing the unified assessment of the nation's intelligence community.
It's very disturbing because this was a serious attack on our democracy, and at the top of the United States government, there ought to be a level of concern.
Spicer's refusal to answer this basic question, adding to the mounting credibility issues facing the president's spokesman.
I have not had an opportunity to have that discussion. I have not asked him. Honestly, I haven't asked him. Okay. I can get back to you.
President Trump has addressed the issue with varying responses.
As far as hacking, I think it was Russia, but I think we also get hacked by other countries and other people. I'll go along with Russia. Could have been China.
But Mr. Trump does not appear too concerned, given former FBI Director James Comey's testimony that the president never asked him about Russian election meddling. Attorney General Jeff Sessions reflecting this in testimony last week.
I've never received any detailed briefing on how hacking occurred or how information was alleged to have influenced the campaign.
Meanwhile, the New York Times raising questions about why the president's fired National Security Advisor General Michael Flynn continued to sit in for the almost daily intelligence briefings from CIA Director Mike Pompeo for 3 weeks, despite concerns across government that he may have been compromised by the Russians.
We told them that we were giving them all of this information so that they could take action.
Pompeo, who was appointed to his position by the president in January, refused to answer questions about whether he knew his own agency's concerns last month.
I can't answer yes or no. I regret that I'm unable to do so.
This is the White House faces growing pressure on how it will respond to the death of Otto Warmbier and new activity at North Korea's nuclear testing site.
It's a total disgrace what happened to Otto. That should never, ever be allowed to happen.
President Trump implicitly casting blame on the Obama administration.
Frankly, if he were brought home sooner, I think the result would have been a lot different.
And tweeting without elaboration that China's efforts to help North Korea have not worked out.
And it's just difficult to see how that tweet won't come up today when Secretary of State Rex Tillerson meets with his Chinese counterparts here in Washington, D.C. The president, for his part, receives his daily security briefing this morning before flying off to Iowa for a campaign-style rally. Chris and Brooke.
And Joe, it wouldn't be the wildest bet to say when asked about it that the Secretary of State may say, I haven't had a chance to talk to the president about it yet. And that is an obvious tactic. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to prove that to you, that this language isn't a coincidence, and when it is used and why it is used matters in the reckoning of truth for this White House. Stay with us.